Namaste, Sharanu Sharanarthigalu, dear learners. Welcome to SPPS online classes. Dear students, in this video class, we are going to discuss the subject history. History, it is a part of a bigger group of subjects known as social science. Social science includes the other subjects like geography, economics, political science, sociology, and history. So, social science helps us understand the working of our social world. It tells us about geography, the way the economy works, the manner in which social and political life is organized. Most part of our social science, other than history, tell you about the world in the present. History will help you understand how this present evolved. It will tell you about the past of the present. So, history in this sense is an adventure. It is a journey across time and space. It transports us into another world, another age in which people lived differently. Their economy and society, their beliefs and faiths, their clothes and food, their settlements and buildings, their arts and crafts, everything was different. History can open doors into such worlds. So let us begin understanding the history subject. So in your history subject, so you have one book, Our Past One. So here you are observing our past. So past is not only one. So sometimes it may be various pasts according to the people who lived in different parts of our country, and they followed their own culture, their own heritage, and their own food habit and clothes, so that the historians mentioned our past is not only one. According to the people and their lifestyle, the history written as past. So here in the grade 6th, you have 12 chapters in your history textbook. So those are what, where, how, and when. Second chapter, on the trail of the earliest people. Third one, from gathering to growing food. Fourth one, in the earliest cities. Fifth one, what books and burials tell us. Sixth one, kingdoms, kings, and an early republic. Seventh one, new questions and ideas. Eighth one, Ashoka, the emperor who gave up war. Ninth one, vital villages and thriving towns. Tenth one, traders, kings, and pilgrims. 11th one, new empires and kingdoms. 12th one, buildings, paintings, and books. So let us begin our first chapter, what, where, how, and when. So this chapter mainly focuses on the period those we are mentioning in the Indian history. So according to the historians, they were divided our Indian history into three categories or parts. So first one is the ancient Indian history, second one is the medieval Indian history, and third one is the modern Indian history. So in the ancient Indian history, the people who were lived um, 2 million years ago to up to 20,000 years ago. So this period is called as ancient Indian history. So in the grade 6th, you are studying all the chapters those were focusing on in the ancient Indian history, and that's why the NCERT book name called as Our Past One. So in the seventh grade, you will be learning medieval Indian history. So that they have given the name for the book as Our Past Two. And in the modern Indian history, you are going to study on in grade 8th standard Our Past 3 book. Okay, let us begin our understanding the chapter what, where, how, and when. So dear students, so in this chapter there are 8 contents or concepts are there. So in these concepts we are going to study briefly. So start with the first one. What can we know about the past? Second one, where did people live? Third one, why do people travel nowadays? Fourth one, names of the land. Fifth one, finding out about the past. And sixth one, who are archaeologists and historians? Seventh one past or many? Eighth one, what do dates mean? So start with the understanding the glossaries from this chapter. Glossaries means new words and their meanings. So start with the first one, skilled gatherers. So who are skilled gatherers? People who gathered their food. Gathered means collect their food, who have lived on the bank of the river Narmada. So one of the bank of the river Narmada, the people were lived in the ancient period or in the early period, that in the stone age period. So these people gathered the food from the forest, and these people were lived several 100,000 years ago. So this occupation is called, these people's occupation is called as a skilled gatherers. So they have the talent in killing the animals, that we call hunting. So tributaries, smaller rivers which flow into a larger river. Along with the main river, the sub rivers also flow in different areas. So those sub rivers are called the tributaries. Archaeologist. So who are archaeologists? People who study old objects made and used in the past. So those were hidden in the ground, and the archaeologists excavate all these materials and study about in which period they were manufactured and what purpose they were used by the people. Those persons are called the archaeologists. And historians, so scholars who study about the past. The historians study about the literature and scribe works, and some of the archaeological department given information they will study, and they mention all the datas in their book. So these persons are called the historians. Excavations, so digging under the surface of the earth, it is called as a excavation. Manuscripts, so manuscripts are the handwritten books on the palm leaves surface. And inscriptions, so old writings on hard surfaces such as metal and stone. So some of the designs or some of the literature work engraved on the hard surface like stone and metal, it is called as inscriptions. So those are rock pillars, and the some of the bronze metal inscriptions or copper metal inscriptions are also available nowadays also. So start with the why study history? To know about our history, we need some of the sources that help us to study. So what is basically history means? History means the study of people and events of the past. So history means the study of people and events of the past. So which are the sources that help us to study about the early people and their events? Some of the coins, archaeological department excavated things, inscriptions, and literature works, those we called as manuscripts, as well as some of the remaining buildings. So these are help to study about the early age period peoples, their lifestyle and their food habits, clothes, and how they were lived. So okay, in which part of the country they were lived. Okay, next one, historians study history. Historians study history and examine the causes that something happened in the past. So what are the duties of the historians? Historians study the history and examine. Examines means they test the causes that something happened in the past and the effect of these events. So common questions include what happened. So historians investigate what happened, why did happen, how did things change, how has it influenced today. So these answers they will get. Afterwards they write the exact report, and so these historians report we are studying. So in the our past one, in this book, historians given various information to us to study about our past. Yes, dear students, history, it is divided, historians divided our Indian history into three categories or in three period wise. So first one period is called as an ancient period, second period is called as a medieval period, and third one is called as a modern period. So these history categories, according to the people's developments in particular period, the historians divided our Indian history into these three parts. So ancient Indian history starts from the Stone Age. Stone Age means 2 million years ago to up to 18th century, sorry, 8th century. So and our past one, so this book briefly discuss about ancient Indian history. And medieval Indian history starts from the 8th century to up to 18th century. In our past two, so this is the 7th grade textbook, history textbook. In that you are going to understand, study about medieval history. And modern history, this period starts from the mid 18th century to up to 2021. So let us begin the first chapter of your history subject: what, where, how and when. So in this chapter we are going to cover the few points. So already we talked about the what is history, and which are the sources of history, and how India got different name in the different periods of the Indian history. And we are going to understand the dates. Dates means eras or period wise, how the past we are counting, or historians given information about past. So start with the what is history. The history humankind's past is called history. History tells us about various developments which have taken place in human society in different periods. In the human society, various developments occurred. So social development, economical development, political development, and social development. So these developments occurred in our Indian society in different periods. So historians tells us about the developments, those were occurred in different periods. Yes, dear students. So first of all, we are going to understand one example how the human being developed. So start with the first one. They invented the wheel in a prehistorical time, means in an ancient period wheel was invented. So this wheel used to create horse drawn carts. And again one more development occurred. So horse drawn carts led the way for the creation of the automobile. So here we are observing the developments that occurred in the society by using the one of the wheel. It was invented by the early people. So after invention of the wheel, all our works, we are covering the transportation very easily within short period for long distance. So this is the one of the best example to understand how developments occurred in the society in the past to up to modern Indian history. So what is the importance of the history? What can we know about the past? So start with the understanding the first point. So history helps us in knowing about the past kings, kingdoms and society. So who were the kings ruled in our Indian subcontinent, in which part of the Indian subcontinent they were ruled, and how much bigger army he has, and so on. And history tells us about the way people lived, the food they ate, and the clothes they wore. So every person were not used same clothes in a Indian subcontinent. So who were lived in the Jammu and Kashmir regions in the north part, they wore woolen clothes, and compared to the south part, the people were used cotton clothes. Till nowadays also we are using same clothes. So these are the few differences we are studying in the history. So history tells us about the occupations of the people. Occupations means job or works. So different people doing different works. So how these works are important, how these works useful for the society, and so on. And history tells us about great achievements of our ancestors. Ancestors means our father great sorry our great grandfathers, and so on. So their achievements, so which achievements they have done in their lifetime, we are going to understand by the historian's report. Okay, history tells us about the mistakes made by our ancestors. So traveling by walk, it is very difficult for the climbing the mountains. So at nowadays we invented the trains as well as aeroplanes. So these means of transport help us to cross the all the parts of our country within short period of time with long distance. So these are the new invention, but in the olden days people were traveled by walk. So these mistakes we are not doing at present day. So and history also tells us about the games children played during a particular time. Various games the children played in the past. So these are also gives the information in the history. So and we learn from history to make a better future. So after reading the history, whatever the our ancestors made mistake, we will not do these mistakes, and we create our own future in a better manner with not doing these so many mistakes. So we are adopting technology, and we are coming forward. So and we are developing. Yes, dear students, these are the important after knowing about the past. Next, we are going to understand the second concept from this chapter, that is, where did people live? Dear children, you are observing the one of the Indian map with river system. So many rivers flowing in our Indian subcontinent in different part of the subcontinent. Yes, dear students, Ganga and Yamuna, Narmada and Kaveri, Mahanadi, Indus means Sindhu river, and so on. So these all river system created so fertile land, and the early people lived on these banks of the river for agriculture purpose and domestication purpose. And these banks of the river provided forests, and people were started collecting the forest goods. So in these banks of the rivers, the early human being started settled life. So which are the places the early people started settled life? So start with the first one, A, banks of the river Narmada. So Narmada is the one of the oldest river. On the bank of this river the people started living. And Sulaiman and Kirtar hills. So these are the Sulaiman and Kirtar hills located in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Kabul, in these region. And people started living in these areas also. And first of all, these are also one of the part of our Indian parts in a early period. Garo Hills in the northwest. So in the Arunachal Pradesh at present day, Garo Hills were also located. And Vindhyas and central India. So Vindhyas and Satpura. So these are the hill ranges located in central India. In these parts also people were lived. And river Indus. Indus means Sindhu river, along with the five tributaries. Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias, and Satluj. So along with the main river Indus, these tributaries created fertile land in the Pakistan and in present day India also. And river Ganga and its tributaries. So river Ganga is the one of the longest river in our India. So that is also created one of the fertile land. People started living on these banks of the river, and most of the people adopted agriculture and hunters and gatherers, as well as some of the craft works the people were involved. So in which places the people were lived, what were the occupations of the people who were lived in river system and hilly area. So start with the river Narmada. So Narmada, for several thousand years people lived near banks of the Narmada. They were hunters and gatherers. So just you observe, dear students, how the people were developed who were lived in different parts of our country. So Narmada river bank people were only hunters and gatherers, and they were nomadic people. Nomadic means the people traveled one place to another place in search of food, shelter, water, and agriculture land. So they did not lead a settled life. They were not led a settled life. Settled means they were not stay a long period of time in a particular place, so that it is called as a, it is not a settled life. So next one, Sulaiman and Kirtar hills. So these are in the Afghanistan and Pakistan border. So people lived in these hills about 8,000 years ago. So 8,000 years ago people were lived in Sulaiman and Kirtar hill in the ancient period. They were among the first people to begin farming. So farming first started in Kirtar and Suleiman hills. So they used to grow crops like wheat and barley. So wheat and barley, so these are the crops the people started growing in the Kirtar and Suleiman hill. They also began to domesticate animals like sheep, goat, and cattle. So for which purpose they were reared these animals? For wool purpose, meat purpose, and milk production purpose. So these all purpose they started rearing the cattles, and people lived settled life. So agriculture, when they were started agriculture, they started living in a settled life. They started constructing the houses as well as shelters for the domestic animals, and villages came into origin around this time. So many villages developed on these hilly region in the 8,000 years ago. So these are the some developments occurred in the ancient period. So next, another few hills and river system we are going to discuss. So Garo hills located in at present day Arunachal Pradesh. In these places people living in Garo hills were among the first to grow rice. So first rice first to grow rice in the Garo hills. So rice was also grown towards the north of the Vindhyas. So north of the Vindhyas in the Madhya Pradesh, people started to grow the crops like a rice. And Indus and its tributaries, the earliest cities developed near the banks of the Indus and its tributaries. So Indus means Sindhu river. So in on the bank of this river, some of the developments occurred technologically. They adopted the one of the architectural style of construction of the buildings. So these peoples were also called as a civilized people. So that one of the Harappan civilization developed on the bank of this river in a Harappan place. And so around 4,700 years ago. So how the people developed? First of all, they started the construction the huts and in the 4,700 years ago people started to construct the brick houses. So these are the developments in the construction of the houses we can observe. And Ganga and Son, Ganga is the main river, Son is the tributary. So these rivers created one of the fertile soil in North India, and in the about 2,500 years ago the cities developed on these banks. So Uttar Pradesh and Magadha, it was the kingdom developed on the bank of the river Ganga, and some of the cities developed along the tributaries of the Ganges, and some cities also developed along the sea coast. For example, West Bengal, it was the one of the trading center in the earliest period. So many rulers visited our as well as so many pilgrims started visiting our Indian subcontinent on these coastal cities. So the West Bengal is the one of the oldest city developed in our Indian subcontinent in the ancient period. So let us discuss about a recapitulation of this video class 1. So first one, there are several things we can find out about our past. So like what people ate, the kinds of clothes they wore, and the types of houses in which they lived. So people have lived along the banks of the rivers for several hundred thousand years ago. So some of the earliest people who lived there were skilled gatherers, that is, the people who gathered food. The Sulaiman and the Kirtar hills to the northwest, where some of the areas where women and men first began to grow crops such as wheat and barley about 8,000 years ago. People also began rearing animals like sheep, goat, and cattle and started living in villages. So people started living in villages in the Kirtar and Suleiman hilly areas, the places where rice was first grown, situated in the north of India. And men and women moved in search of livelihood. So livelihood means the best settlement. In search of best settlement, men and women moved from place to place, as well as to escape from natural disaster like floods. So floods were the natural disasters on the bank of the river. They are occurring frequently, so that to escape from the flood and droughts, sometimes the people marched towards the good settlements, and men marched in armies and conquering the others' lands. So kings were build up the some of the armies, so to attack the enemies and captured their enemies' lands also. So this is the purpose the peoples also marched. And besides, merchants traveled in caravans or ships, so trading also developed in the cities, so that people started moving from one cities to another city to sell their goods, so carrying valuable goods like horse as well as precious gems and some of the food grains purpose. These purpose, the people started visiting the places to sell their goods and purchase their goods. And religious teachers also walked from village to village, especially Mahavira and Buddha. So these religious teachers traveled from one village to another village for teaching their best known teachings to the people, and stopping offer instruction and advice on the way. So they started giving the advice to the people, which are the bad habits they have to stop and lead the happiest life without hurting anyone. So these are the good teachings they started to teach the people who are living in the society in their lifetime. So all this led to the sharing of ideas between people. So this is the video class, some recapitulation. In next upcoming class we will cover the more contents. Till then, bye bye, have a nice day.